Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Ship and Read. Today I'll be doing the start part 1 of a reading vlog series. So the inspiration of this video and the rest of the series is basically two parts. One is I recently moved, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to do some exploring around the area, etc. And number two is because I don't know about you guys, but usually when I read at home, whether I'm reading on my bed, reading on the couch, reading at the table, etc. Like regardless, I'm reading at home. So this idea basically wanted to mesh the two of me trying to explore the areas as well as read outside. And by outside, I don't mean actually outside in the sun. I really mean just outside my home, so reading at coffee shops, reading at cafes, etc. So the reason why this is a three-part video as of now is because I came up with 3 ideas, 3 locations I guess that I can potentially read at. I'm still debating on a few other locations right now. It's just that there's some other reasons behind maybe I don't want to read there. I don't know, I haven't really decided yet. So the first part, which is this video, is cafes. So this entire week, Monday to Friday, I went to different cafes and explored different places while also trying to read. And what I consider as a cafe was that number one, they needed to have food. Like it needed to have like actual food and not just pastries and little bites to eat. I mean like actual food that you can eat there, whether it is sandwiches, salads, whatever it is. I need to have actual food. And the second criteria is actually another requirement that applies to another part in this series. So the second criteria is that I need to have tables, like tables for me to actually read, and enough seats that I don't feel like I am kind of utilizing it all, you know what I mean? So those are basically my 2 criteria as to what constitutes as a cafe for this video. And then in terms of challenges, there weren't really any challenges. The only challenge that I really implemented for myself was to read for an hour. I don't care how long it took for me to read an hour, whether or not I decided to take a bunch of breaks, play on my phone, do some work, etc. As long as I read for an hour total of the book I was trying to read, then that was fine. Other than that, it was really just for fun. Like I really didn't implement too much for myself. And at the end of each day, I did calculate the stats in terms of how many pages I read, how long did I actually read, how long did it take for me to read that 1 hour, as well as maybe some feedback on the cafe that I went to in terms of the food, the drinks, something like that. Just a little bit review I guess on the cafe I went to and whether or not I will continue going back there in the future, stuff like that. Oh yeah, before I finish this intro, I do want to say or ask really, one, if you guys like this cafe part, let me know if you guys want me to do a part 2 of cafes, because as of right now there's so many cafes in this area. Like it was so hard for me to narrow it down to just 5 of them. And number 2 is that if you have any other suggestions in terms of places you want me to explore, let me know down as well, places I can actually read as well, because right now the other 2 parts in the series is coffee shops, and those are just like coffee shops, like nothing else related to it. They might have some pastries, but that's it. And the third one is reading on the beach. So those are basically the 2 other parts in this reading series for now. So if you guys have any other ideas, any suggestions in terms of where I should go next, where you guys want me to check out, like places you want me to check out, stuff like that, let me know down below. I can potentially include that in this reading vlog series as well. But anyways, without further ado, let's just get right into day 1 of this video. Hey guys, so it is day 1 of this challenge, aka it is Monday. I'm in the car, I'm heading out right now to the cafe that I picked out. I have 5 cafes I picked out. It was really hard actually narrowing it down because there are just so many and they all look so good. So because this is day 1 of this video, I do want to talk very briefly in terms of what I want to read for this week. And full disclosure, I will be reading outside of this video, so I will not be talking about those books just because this video is only for that cafe exploration time, and I will be reading when I get home, etc., or when I'm driving, whatever. So I will be reading other books outside of this video. But anyways, the first book that I want to read this week for this video is The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen. This book has been on my TBR for way too long. This is a YA fantasy and it follows different systems, like caste systems, and I believe the Crow caste is the lowest caste, and I believe it follows 3 characters, and that's kind of all I know about this book so far. But I've heard really good reviews and I've also heard some not so great reviews, so I definitely want to check this out for myself. Then the second book that I want to read is The Desire Card by Lee Matthew Goldberg. I need to read this as soon as possible because I actually have a blog tour for this. I want to say at this point it's like end of next week, I think. So I do want to finish this, and honestly, knowing me, my prediction, let's see if this will actually be true or not, is that I will finish this book and I'll be halfway with this book, because knowing me and how long it takes for me to read, it takes me about 3 or 4 hours to read like a full book. I think I should be done with this book either by end of Wednesday or beginning or sometime middle of Thursday, and then I'll pick up this book. And this book is actually pretty short, so I might actually get a pretty good chunk of this done by Friday. So that's my prediction for now. Let's see if this is true. Fast forward 5 days later, so I guess I'll find out later. But anyways, I'm pretty excited for these two books, and let's just go to the cafe, guys. Like, I'm starving. Like, I want to eat something and I want to drink something, so let's just go. I just came back and I am on the car now after getting off from the cafe. Some quick stats, I suppose, in terms of how much I actually read. So I did read the full hour. I pretty much left right after I did the 1 hour, and I got to page 92. So basically, now that I can give you like a better summary, this book follows a caste system, and crows, like I said already, are the bottom of the caste. And I guess when the gods were there like years ago, or like thousands of years ago, they gave birthrights to all the cast members except for crows. But the crow's birthright is the ability to steal other people's birthrights. So crows, for the most part in this society, are very much looked down upon, and no one really likes them, etc. So the story falls off with Fee. She is the next in line to be chief of this crow caste, and her and her father, who's right now chief, and her band of crows, their duty right now is to go and answer to these beacons, because if there's plagues or whatever, and I don't really understand how these plagues work, like who gets these plagues, but as of right now it seems that only crows are immune to these plagues. Like, everyone else from different castes can get these plagues, and so they go off and they have to enter these beacons and go and basically give them like a mercy death, etc., which is why they're called the merciful crow. So in the beginning, they go off and answer this beacon, and it turns out it's actually the beacon for the crown prince and his bodyguard. So their job right now is to go and actually burn the bodies, etc. That's their job for answering this beacon. And before they know it, they realize that is actually a fake death, because the crown prince and his bodyguard knows that the queen is actually trying to murder him, and so they basically fake their own death to try to go on this plot right now to overthrow the queen. Basically what happens is that Fee and her band of crows will help the crown prince try to overthrow the kingdom, whatever, in exchange for letting everyone know that the crows are worth protecting, and that, I guess, elevate their caste level, I guess. And that's kind of all I've gotten to so far. I mean, so much more has happened obviously, but that's the gist in terms of a non-spoiler what this book is about. So far not too bad. So anyways, I read an hour, and I was there for maybe like an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes, because I really didn't take that many breaks this time around. Anyways, I really do like this cafe though. The food was really good and it wasn't super expensive. So anyways, that's it for day 1. Hey guys, so it is now day 2 of this video slash challenge. I'm starting this video pretty late right now. It's already 1 o'clock, and honestly this morning has just been really hectic, but I want to just go and just chill right now and read my book. So let's just get going. So I'm pretty excited for this place I'm going today. It seems like it'd be pretty chill, so I'm excited. But yeah, let's just go, because I'm just really tired and I can't even speak properly right now. Like, that's just how tired I am. guys, so I just came back. I decided to just come home instead and fill this last little bit before day 3, but I did manage to finish up to page 210. So I read a little bit, like 120 pages, something like that, which is much better compared to yesterday. And I am 2/3 of the way done. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the bookmark is right here. So I'm 2/3 of the way done, and I'm actually enjoying this a lot. I'm really liking all the characters, especially Taven, who is the bodyguard. He's just like, his banter with Fi, or Fee, however you pronounce her name, is just freaking hilarious. And I just really like the dynamics between all 3 of the characters. I feel like they're really, this is like super shiny actually, but anyways, I really like the dynamics between all 3 of them because it's just so interesting to watch, especially because Fee comes from the Crow Cast and the 2 other boys are from the noble like family. Like, one's a hawk who's like a bodyguard of the prince, and of course the princess royalty. So there's a lot of times when they say things that they don't realize it's actually an insult, and Fi or Fee will react badly about it, which is, I mean, understandable. But the more as you read this book, the more they understand that some things, like what they say and what they had preconceived, were actually not true, and you see how they slowly change their thinkings and thoughts about the Crow Cast, etc., and just be more welcoming, I guess, of other cast members. But I don't know, but I'm really liking this book a lot. It's definitely very fast paced. There's so much stuff going on. There is just so much drama, I feel like. But yeah, regardless, I'm really enjoying this one. So I did manage to read just over an hour today. I think just like an hour and a minute or something like that. I did like that cafe. They had a lot of good food. But I think compared to yesterday's and today's cafe, I like yesterday's better because yesterday's vibe was so much cuter. But regardless though, I think today I did a better job of reading and concentrating. Also because I found a very tiny little corner for me to read, so I didn't have any interruptions and disruptions, whatever. Whereas yesterday I was sitting in this corner, but it was also the corner where it was close to the door, so I had a lot of traffic coming in back and forth with people entering and leaving. So regardless though, I'm pretty happy with today, especially the reading. But anyways, I will see you guys back again for day 3 of this video. Hey guys, it is now day 3 of this video, and today, this morning has not been productive. I woke up super late. My whole body hurts right now because of my personal training session yesterday, and it's like sore all over. So yeah, but anyways, I do have my laptop today because I do want to kind of do some work when I'm there. I have a video that I want to edit, so I brought my laptop with me. Whether or not I actually do it is a different story, but regardless, I will read the 1 hour at least, and hopefully do a little bit of work as well. But I'm excited. Let's just go to this cafe, also because I'm hungry. So anyways, let's just go. So I just realized I forgot to do my outro for the day, so I'm back home by this point. It is now, what time is it? I think it's like 4 o'clock or something. Honestly, I was so tired. I felt so angsty staying longer than 1 hour, and I think I ended up like an hour and a half or something like that. But then I think school was released or something like that because so many kids just came suddenly, and I was like, oh god, kids. So I left quickly after that. But I did manage to read a lot more of this book. I am now on page 333, so I am almost done. Like, I actually considered staying just a little bit longer just so I can finish it because I was so close. But again, I saw that there were kids coming and I was like, I'm out of here. So I think yesterday I stopped around 2:10, something like that. Oh gosh, I think it was like 2:10. So I think today I read another 120, something like that. Honestly, I don't remember anymore, but I think as of right now, I am pretty much on track with my prediction because I will definitely finish this book by tomorrow, which means I will definitely be able to pick up the second book on my TBR for this week, which is the Zara card, and hopefully I'll be able to get a good chunk of that by the time this week is over, aka by the time this video is done. So anyways, right now I'm loving this book so much. It's so fascinating. I really like the dynamics between all the characters. They're just so entertaining to read about, especially between Taven, who is the bodyguard slash body double, and he is just so endearing to read about, and Jazz, who is the crown prince. He is like, I can't decide if I like him or not because sometimes I'm like, oh my god, he is just so freaking hilarious. but at the same time he definitely is a little bit arrogant because his crown prince side, his royalty side is showing through, and I definitely understand Fi's annoyance with him half the time, or her frustration with him, because he is definitely a little bit spoiled for sure. But I am just really enjoying the character. The one thing I wish is better explained though is all the different types of people. For example, right now they're being chased by a bunch of different creatures that Roshana, I think that's her name, Rushana, who is the queen right now, and so she has basically sent all these people to chase after the crown prince and Fi just to find a way to kill him, etc. But I feel like sometimes it's a little bit confusing who everyone is, especially because they keep throwing out terminologies that I'm like, I don't really know who you are, and even the characters themselves don't know who they are. So I wish there was like a glossary or some sort so I can kind of understand a little bit better, but unfortunately there isn't. And I also wish that some of the birthrights are explained a little bit more, because as of right now I feel like only a few birthrights have been explained a lot. So there are 12 castes, I believe, and right now only maybe 6 of them have actually been discussed a little bit more, and that means half of them have barely, like, I barely know anything about them. I don't really know how they work. Even for Hawk, for example, it wasn't towards the middle of the book that I was like, okay, I actually kind of understand what they're doing now and like what the birthright of blood really means. So I would say that that part is a little bit confusing, but overall though it's really fascinating, and I'm really liking how fast-paced this book is, because there's just so much stuff going on and the characters are just really endearing, and you can't help but worry about them, especially as they're running for their lives, and all of the betrayal that they faced so far. It's just, anyways, I'm liking this book a lot. But I will finish this book sometime by tomorrow for sure, and I cannot wait to continue with the series. But anyways, that's all I have to say for today, and I will see you guys back tomorrow for day 4 of this exploring / reading cafe challenge video, whatever that I am currently trying to do here. Hey guys, welcome to day 5 of this video, and yes, you've heard that right, it is now day 5. I was feeling exhausted yesterday. I also wasn't feeling great, so I decided to take a day off and just stay at home, chill, relax a little bit. And I took a day off from going to the cafe and from reading this book over here. I did end up reading other books. I think I even finished like 1 or 2 books, to be honest, but I decided to take a break from this one just because I wanted to continue documenting my thoughts while doing this whole exploring cafe journey as well. So I thought I'll just leave off this book until today. So now I'm back. It's day 5. I feel so much more energized, so much more refreshed. Though I am a little bit tired, but that's because I did a personal training session this morning, so that kind of knocked me out a little bit. But overall, I do feel so much better compared to yesterday. Anyways, I'm pretty excited for the cafe that I picked for today because I've actually been there once, but it was just to grab a drink. But my sister has been there many times and she used to study there a lot, so I thought this would be perfect for me to go there. I did bring my laptop with me so I can do some editing because I do have a little bit left to edit, and then I should be good. So anyways, let's just go on to this cafe. Hey guys, so I just came back from the cafe and I decided to just do my wrap up now. So I did manage to finish this book, I want to say within like 20 minutes or so of me starting to read there. And today was by far the longest time I spent in a cafe that wasn't spent on doing other things like editing my video, because today I got so distracted. Like, I was on my phone like the entire time, but I did manage to finish the whole hour. I did just pass an hour and I am now on page 79 of this book, and this book is pretty interesting. It follows a guy, his name is Harrison, and he just got laid off from his job. Like, he was working for some like hotshot Wall Street huge firm, etc. So he is actually pretty rich and he has a beautiful wife and and 2 kids, and because of his job, or his previous job now, he was never home, and so he doesn't really have any familial connections with his family because he was never there. He was very much an absentee father, so he gets laid off from his job, and for his severance pay, he gets a card that's like a desire card, and basically what it means that any wish fulfilled for the right price. So I guess it's like some sort of organizations, and that night when he gets fired, he decides to check out this desire card, and he ends up getting a girl. Like, he asked for a hooker, and so he went to this place, this hotel, and you know, things happen between him and the hooker, and next thing he knows, he wakes up with blood all over him. He gets rushed to the hospital, and it turns out that he actually has liver cancer. So now he's trying to figure out how to get a transplant for a liver, and he's doing all these things, and now he's heading to Mumbai because he found out that they have some illegal operations there, and his friend from college actually works for a clinic there in Mumbai. So he's now going off to Mumbai to, I'm assuming, finish this operation, get the illegal liver in him, whatever. And so far I have learned one interesting fact about this book, and that is I did not know that liver regenerates. Like, you can actually donate like half of your liver, like in a surgery, and then the whole liver will regenerate within a few weeks, which I think is like kind of cool in a way, but I just did not know that at all. And so the rest of the book, as it says over here, is like a gritty, gripping quest, and it's supposed to be a fast-paced thriller. And I would definitely agree that it's pretty fast-paced because it is, like, I only read for 40 minutes and I'm already page 80, like, or 79. So I feel like this book will go by pretty quickly, and I would definitely finish this book within this weekend. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. So I have to say, I am not a fan of Harrison at all. Like, he is definitely a very morally gray character, I would say. So anyways, that's all I can say for this book. End of the day, I did give this book 4 stars. And I am maybe like a third of the way done with this book, so I think I was pretty accurate in terms of my initial predictions of how much I would be able to read this week, even with my day off. So if I didn't actually take the day off, I might have actually almost finished this book, which would have been amazing, but unfortunately, whatever. Self-care is important, guys, okay? So anyways, all I can say for this one. And then in terms of the cafe today, I thought it was really cute. I can definitely see myself working there more in the future, especially with like my laptop and stuff, because everyone there were essentially working. Like, I don't think anyone came in just to chill. Everyone went in to read, or I read, and I think I was the only one reading, but everyone else had their laptops on. Everyone was doing work there. So that is the ideal, perfect work cafe. So I can definitely see myself there in the future. But then in terms of food though, I definitely prefer the first day's food better. Like, I feel like I like that vibe more. It's just that people tend to go there for just chilling and actually eating. It's like an actual cafe versus a work study kind of cafe. So it really depends on what my purpose is, but I either like the first day best or today's best. That is my verdict in terms of cafes. But anyways, that's all to say for this video. It's actually really fun trying to explore all these different cafes and checking places out. And of course, I mentioned some good books on the side as well. So all in all, a pretty decent week. Let me know down below which cafe you like the most. Also, let me know down below if you guys want me to do like a part 2 of this cafe version, because there's literally so many cafes here, and I've literally only gone to 4 of them. So there's so many other ones that I can definitely check out in the future. So let me know down below if that's something you're interested in seeing. But anyways, that's all I have to say for this video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!